Hi guys, so today in this video I'll be telling you about Passage. Right, you heard me right. How I applied, how I got my admission, how I got my loan approved, and everything, spilling the tea, dotting the i's, right? I know this video is long anticipated, but I'm so sorry. It's coming now, and I'm hoping that it helps one or two people out there, and I'll tell you everything. So come with me. Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel. First of all, I just want to say thank you for the love, thank you for the messages. I see them, I see the emails. I'm so sorry I'm yet to reply. I see the messages. I'm so sorry, I don't know, but I see the love. I'm so grateful, very grateful. May God bless you all. May God grant your heart desires in this journey. And I just want to say thank you. And my name is Amanda, like you know, right? I'm from Imo State. And come with me in this journey. Let's come together. So today in this video, I'm going to be talking about Passage, right? Yeah, how I got approved and everything from the beginning to the end. So I remember applying to Passage March. I saw Passage, right? March, then I applied through Annie's channel. Like most of you are coming from Annie's channel. I'm so grateful you subscribed to me. Yeah, thank you. So I got it March and I started the journey. At first, honestly, I felt like it was okay. I don't know, because I went through it and I saw the collateral. That was where I had a pause. But I feel like I'm very spiritual, right? So I just went with my faith. I have no one to pay that kind of money for me, but I just had to go on all the same. So what I did first is, I'm sorry that I can't look at the camera. I'm still trying to get all these vlogging things right. Please forgive me if I'm not looking straight to the camera. I'm just looking at my face. I'm so sorry. I'm using my front camera, right? So when I got it, I reached out to Passage. So the first thing first is to get your admission. So Passage only works with one college, which is George Brown College, at the school I am in right now, and they work with several other universities. So I'm gonna put the link to Passage on this video, like the link, you can go through it and see the program you want, the courses, the university you want. But college, Passage only gives loan to George Brown College, people going to George Brown, and you have to apply through them. So the thing is, the first thing first, you would apply to Passage. Passage would then, on your behalf, apply to George Brown for you. That's the first thing. So first thing, I got my admission. I submitted all my documentations, right? There were about so many documentations I submitted. So many. I submitted my WAEC result. I submitted my BSc because I have a BSc already, right? So I submitted references. Yeah, I did. I submitted a whole lot of documents. But if you have any issues with that, just let me know in that stage, right? I could help you out with it. And I noticed that Passage has this not more than 5-year gap or 4-year gap at the time I was applying, but I don't know the situation right now, right? So yeah, so I applied May because I saw it March, but I applied May, right? So when I applied, I submitted my documentation. Then in less than 2 days, I got my admission in dental office administration. That's the course I applied for, and I applied because it was a 1-year program, and I checked out the payment plan. I felt like something that is feasible for me, right? So I had to apply to a 1-year program in dental office administration in George Brown College, and I feel like I made the right choice, right? Because I've been in the program and it's quite interesting. So yeah, so when I got my admission, Passage sent me my admission letter. Yeah, they sent me my admission letter, and when they sent me my admission letter, the next stage, because everything, when you finish a particular stage, they thick it for you. They continue thicking till you get to Canada, right? So in my head, I was like, God, all this will get thicked. I don't know how it's gonna come, but everything will be thicked. So the next stage, so guys, the next stage was I'm going to be reading from here because I wrote some stuff down, right? Yeah. So the next stage was passage screening after I got the admission, right? So the next stage was passage screening. They needed to screen my identity. I had to submit my passport, international passport, and every identity that I have, right? Then the next stage was they also verified it, right? After they screened, they verified my identity. Then there was a part they said about guarantor. For me, I did not have a guarantor at the time, so I reached out to them. So they were like, it was not a problem if you do not have, but if you have, it's going to be better. So I told them that okay, I don't have a guarantor, so they allowed me, right? So at first I thought that me not having a guarantor is going to be a problem, but I reached out, I was honest, right? So like, I don't have a guarantor, so like, okay, it's fine, right? Just like that. So the next stage was the loan interview. Yeah, someone reached out to me about the interview for the loan. Trust me, it's not really a biggie. Just tell them the truth. Don't lie, because if you lie, you have something else to lie and cover, right? You just have to be very open with them. They asked me during my interview, they asked me why I need this. In fact, no, they asked me, why do I want to even come to Canada? I was like, well, it's my dream country. I really want to be here, right? And I just want to be here. I want to learn. I want to relearn. I want to unlearn. I feel like that was the word I gave. Period. So yeah, they asked me, what am I, how do I intend to pay the collateral? At the time, I told them who wanted to pay the collateral for me. Yeah, but did not happen, but story for another time. So so they were like, okay, so do I have the collateral? I was like, at the moment I don't have my collateral, right? So they were like, okay, so would you get it before it's time, like that stage comes? I was like, yeah, definitely, by the grace of God I will get it. So they were like, okay, that's fine. I feel like the interview was like 15 minutes, right? So yeah, so we're done with the interview, and yeah. So the next stage was the credit check. They actually checked my credit, but you know, Nigeria, me, I don't know, maybe most people have, but for me, I don't have any credit check, right? So when I tried checking my credit, but it came out void, so I don't have. So I thought that was gonna be a problem, but it wasn't. Then they reached out to me and said that they sent me all my documents for Judge Brown, because then I knew I've gotten the admission, but they hadn't sent me my offer letter and all the necessary things coming from Judge Brown. That was after the interview they did. So they sent me the Judge Brown offer letter. I saw the tuition, I saw everything, and they sent it to me. I was like, okay, we're getting there. So the next thing was the loan application. Yeah, I applied for the I applied for the loan differently, right? So still on the app, like they sent me everything, so I applied for it. I saw everything. I saw because Passage comes with for me, they were covering my tuition and my living expenses, right? And it was a lot, I must say. It was a lot, and I didn't know where to get 20,000 card from at the time, right? So they were covering that as well for me, right? So they were covering 2 things: the loan, my school fees, and my living expenses. So I filled the application, and then we signed the loan agreement. Yeah, this is where they sign and they give it back to you to sign. At the time, I was just signing. I don't even know. I was like, okay, fine, let me just sign. Then it came to the loan collateral, like the cash collateral. I don't know what to do. So when it got to that stage, I know most of us are in this stage, and I understand your uncertainties. I understand. I was there. When it got to that stage, I felt like I paused for a bit. I paused for about a week before I continued. So I reached out to the people I wanted to reach out, but none came. No one had, and I understood the economy was not friendly. For once, At the time, my loan collateral was 9,600 CAD. That's a lot of money. That's almost 10 million as at then in Nigeria during the exchange rate. But I feel like right now is a lot. So how do you expect me to get 9,600 in few weeks? I didn't know what to do. I reached out to people I could, but obviously they do not have. That's a lot of money. So I was like, okay, fine. Because I have some savings. I had some savings. So it's good for you to save. Save. Even 1 naira, save it. It will save you later. So I've been saving because I really want to be in Canada. I've been saving from university. From my year 1, I really wanted to travel abroad. It has been my dream, right? And I'm here. I've been saving. Even my savings was not up to that amount. I know. I saved because obviously there are expenses coming up when you're at the stage, right? So I reached out to people and they couldn't help, definitely. So I resorted to God in prayer. Prayer is good. Prayer is the key. God can open doors for you. He can send help your way. You do not need to know the people. You do not need to know anyone. He can send help. I am a testament that God answers prayer. So, you see my altar there? I don't joke at it. That's my altar. I don't joke at it. So, God answers prayer. He does. So I talked to God about it. Long story short, God sends me help. He will always do. So yeah, I got help and I paid my cash collateral. But before I paid it, it took time and the deadline for me to pay the cash collateral expired. So I reached out to them 2 times. I told them, the first time I told them, sorry, I couldn't get the complete money. If they could take half of it, but they wouldn't, right? They said they need the complete money. So I was like, can you give me a week? They did. So after a week, I thought I would get it, but I did not. I reached out to them again. Passage, oh my God, you guys are so lovely. Mwah. I don't know. So I reached out to them. I told them, oh, I understand that you gave me 1 week and which I'm very grateful for, but I wasn't able to meet. I am really committed to paying this. I really want to be in Canada. I really want to come and study. If you can please give me till the 23rd of June. Yeah, I can remember, 23rd of June. I promise I'm going to send the money. I know you guys are helping students like myself that do not have. And I know that there is a place of empathy. Like the message I constructed, email, even yourself, if you read it, you want to you want to help me, right? So that was, I spoke to their conscience. That is it. I spoke to their conscience and they helped me, right? So yeah, so they helped me. They were like, okay, fine, Amanda. They got back to me. They were like, oh, that they see the spirits that they will give me more time. So when they gave me more time, I prayed. I did. Even God himself brought someone to help me. And before that 23rd, the angel, God brought to help me, paid it before the 23rd. So when I reached out to them and told them, okay, I'll be making the payment so time, they were like, wow, they are very impressed. So I paid it, and yeah, when I paid it, I was so happy. Once I paid it, the next stage was them confirming the payment. So they confirmed the payment and I was so happy. Now the next one is the visa application, my dear. So when they confirmed the payment, they sent me my PAL. Very important. Don't forget, if you're coming to college, your PAL is very necessary. They sent me the proof of funds, stating that they wrote a letter to IRCC, right? It's more like a letter, but showing that they're going to cover my tuition fee with so amount. My tuition fee at the time was $17 to $18. So they stated it. They're also going to cover my living expenses, which is $20,000 something dollars, right? You guys should know by now. So they told me, they wrote it there, and they wrote a note. Just very something is a note, right? Is a more like a letter. So I used that. So they sent me that. They sent me my PAL. Then my admission letter, loan agreement, everything signed. They returned it back to me. So time to apply for my visa. This is where the cocoa is. So you can get the loan, but you will not get your visa. It's crazy. It's crazy after passing so much stress and you don't get the visa, right? It's crazy. So if you watch up to this stage and you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? You have to subscribe because I'm spilling teas and dropping eyes, right? But anyways, please subscribe to my channel and let's kickstart already. So it was time for visa. I had to calculate. You have to be very, very, I don't know. For me, I feel like when I want to do something, I'm very, very articulated, right? That's the word. I'm coming into a loan to a country that needs money from an international student. And me, I'm coming to a Canada-sponsored loan. So it is not 50% chance they will give you the visa. No, it's like 90 to 10. 90 they will not give you, 10 they will give you. Because they need your money and now you're taking from them. Do you understand? So I had to sit back. I constructed a well-tailored SOP. Statement of purpose. Now my SOP was different from my financial statements. I had 2 documents. One for my SOP that stated why I want to come to Canada, the studies, family, blah blah blah. You know what the SOP contains, right? Your family ties and the rest of that. I'm going to come to that. But now the financial statement. Now, what I did when I finished, I read a lot of, I don't know if you're in OJC group, I was the only one at the time that was using passage loan, and IRCC was not even aware of passage loan at the time, right? I was the first person they granted visa for passage. I know, by the grace of God, not my doing. So when I started my application for my financial statement, right? The first thing I did, I stated how much passage is giving me for my tuition. Then I also stated for my accommodation. Note they're not giving you miscellaneous fee. You know, as an individual, your miscellaneous fee should be like 2,000 Canadian dollars. No, sorry, 3,000 Canadian dollars, right? So they were not giving me. I knew I had to fund that from my pocket. So I stated how much I have. First of all, I stated how much they're giving me, how much I have, right? Then I said how much I have paid as collateral, right? Then I had to minus how much they're giving, how much they're paid, like the tuition plus my living expenses plus because passage has their own interest, their interest rates. I added it together, minus it by 9.6 that I have paid. Then how much I'll be paying in the span of 7 years. There were so many calculations I did in my financial my financial statement. So if you want me to help you, I will be, but I'm always busy, but I could help. So I minused it. So stating to IRS, I made it so clear that this is the amount of money I'll be paying to Passage at the end of 7 years, before now to 7 years, because Passage gives 7 years payment plan, right? So I explained how I'll get the money. Now this is where your repayment plan comes in. You have to tailor a detailed repayment plan. By the grace of God, I have fixed assets, right? Fixed asset happen to be one of the greatest repayment plan, because if you're going to sell out a fixed asset, if you're going to liquidate it, I don't know what's the word. What's the word again? Like liquidate it, right? Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money, right? So I converted how much the fixed asset was. Then these are repayment plan. You have to show your repayment plan, how much you received from those fixed assets, be it housing. You can use housing, rented apartments, cars, you have a business, right? You have maybe a personal business, you have a family business, you have a partner business. You can also, if you work maybe online, how much you gain. But all these things, all this repayment plan, you have to, it has to come with evidence, right? It has to come with evidence, like evidence that this is how much you get monthly and this is how much you get yearly. And before now till 7 years, with this amount you make yearly, you'll be able to cover that amount. So that is what they want to see. You don't have the cash at hand, doesn't mean you will not be able to make that particular amount in 7 years. Trust me, after I minus everything, I still have a lot of money to pay back to Passage. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, because if you're ready, if you want to do this, you have to be very, very ready. You have to be ready. So yeah, I had to explain that as well. I have like 5 different, at the time for me, I had like 5 different repayment plan. What I have and what gives me money, how much I earn monthly, and how much I have, it comes yearly. So I told them that between now to, I explained after repayment plan, I explained that between 2024 to 7 years, I would have realized blah 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 sum of amount to cover up blah 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 sum of amount. And note that IRCC is not expecting you to work in Canada, right, to pay back. No, they are not expecting you. You should know that as well. You should have that at the back of your mind while you're doing your financial statement, because financial statement happens to be one of the most important things they're actually looking out for. If you can actually what are they calling it? Sponsor yourself in Canada, and they don't want to see that you're going to be working here. No, don't try it. Okay, so you have to, everything was tailored to Nigeria, what I have in Nigeria, right? So they are saying like, okay, at the end of the day, oh, this girl has fixed assets, this girl have stuff like that, and yeah, so she's going to be able to pay up. You understand? So I feel like I have exhausted that for the financial aspect. So when you're doing that, please put on your repayment plan. Very important repayment plan. I see a lot of people reaching out to me. Please, your repayment plan is very important. Don't skip it, because when you skip it, IRCC skips you and gives you refusal straight up. So if you want me to help you with that, just tell me what you have, then I could crack our head and do something by the grace of God. But wisdom comes from God. I kind of want to emphasize about that. So yeah. So for the SOP, someone sent me a message so apart from the financial aspects, your home ties are very important. They want to see that you want to come back to Nigeria or whatever country you're coming from, or whatever country you're watching from, right? They want to see that you're gonna go back. You have to have a strong financial statement, strong home tie. What is bringing you back? For me, my mom passed last year. I'm still grieving. I'm just God is taking care of me, and I see bare bones, right? So I explained to them how I feel at the time my mom passed, and I only have my dad, my beloved dad, which I don't joke with, right? And I have my brothers, which I don't joke with too, because I'm the only girl, period. So I'm sorry, this is just there. So I told them about my father and his age, so I need to go back to him. I told them about a lot of things I did, personal stuff that I don't think I want to put up there. But if you're having issues to construct a family ties, home tie, family tie, all of them. If you have issue with that, you can just tell me what you have. I could be able to wrap it up. And also my businesses, at the time, I also explained to them as well, these are my ties, and obviously I need to come back to make the money. So yeah, then apart from family tie, I guess what IRCC looks like for me, I'm just saying based on me, right? what they actually look for is your financial statement and your family size if you're going to come back to your country, right? Then I feel like then they look at what you have to say, right? What you have to say, the program you're coming to study, what you wanted, your future plans, right? Then yeah, your future plans, the program you're about to study. Then what again? Why you chose Canada? Yeah, I actually wrote why I chose Canada, why you want to study in Canada, why you chose the program, and what would the program be beneficial to your country. So dental administration was for me, you know, back home we do not prioritize dentistry as they do here, right? So what I tailored in my CV was that Canada is more like a home of dentistry, where there are so many dental clinics, and back home there are no one. For me presently, I don't know, but this is me coming to learn from the best to bring back to my country. Those kind of things. So you have to. So any program you're going for, you have to be very, very, I don't know, particular about it, because you have to prove it why you come to study that program and how it's going to be beneficial to the country back home. So anything, your SOP is more like telling them, this is what I want to come and do, so that I will gain this, so that I will return back home. So if you have that thing in mind, you'll be able to construct something nice for yourself. So I guess this is all. So after that, I submitted my visa. I submitted my visa 1st of July. I remember. Is it 1st of July? I can't remember. But 1st, yeah. And in 9 days, my dears, I got my visa. The first time I saw in the office, because I went to work that day, and I saw PPR request, guys. I was like, oh my god. My joy knows no bound. I was so happy. I lay down on the floor at the office. I cried. I said, God, you did this one. No one else. Like, there is no one. I will say this because I passed through so many hurdles. I went through so many hurdles, and I did my application myself, my visa application myself. I feel like you should not give agent, especially those coming from this loan. Using an agent, I'm not trying to castigate any agents. They're good at their job, right? But you're the only one that can write your story. You're the only one that can write the story. No one else can write it for you. So why would you use an agent where you can actually sit down and think of something? I would advise you do it yourself, because agents will not do it the way you would do it, especially if you're coming from a loan, right? So yeah. So my visa was approved. And that day happens to be one of my birthdays because I'm Catholic, right? And you know, we call our Mother of Perpetual Help. I'm a great devotee, and I'm a great devotee of Our Lady. I don't know. I'm sorry if you're not a Catholic, but yeah, I'm a Catholic, so I take it off. I was so happy. I told everyone. My dad was so happy. My brothers were so happy. Then I guess you guys watched my unboxing video. There's a video I posted before now, and yeah. And here I'm in Canada, and it's period. So yeah. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I would show you that God answers prayers. So my next video, I'll be putting up how I got my job offers. Like, I got 4 different job offers. 4? No, one of them, another job offer I applied since. They just sent me an email that if I want to take up a job, that they saw my blah 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 blah. But I told them, no, I've gotten a job already. You know how we make the guy, because God is in control. So I'm going to tell you how I got my job offers. But in all, it is God from the beginning, it is God in the middle, and it is God at the end. So Everything is centered around God. So this is me saying thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you for watching to the stage, to this. So if you watch to this stage, you guys are the real MVPs, and I pray that by the grace of God, you're going to get your visa approved. I pray that whatever is your heart desires, God would do it for you. As he has done mine, he will do yours. To the God that sees us, that sees our hearts, he will come true for you in ways you cannot understand. I pray that anyone watching me today, that God will fulfill you. He will bless you, and he will crown your efforts with success. He will do it for you. He that did it for me will do it for you. Yes, you that is watching me, thinking that is the way I was watching other people, and I'm speaking to you. He will do it for you. Just trust him, hold on to him. It might linger, but it will come. I love you guys so much, and please watch out for my next video because it's going to be very inspiring. So when you're in Canada, you'll be able to get your job in split seconds, all by the grace of God. Thank you guys, and bye. Mwah.